Hey everybody, this is Curtis from PSN Stores, and today we're looking at Ziggurat. So if you kind of watch our gameplay glimpses, you know that I think like a week and a half ago, we covered one of the PlayStation Plus games of the month, Tower of Guns. So this game is actually really similar to Tower of Guns in a lot of ways. It's your roguelike, and you kind of go through each floor, and each floor has a boss at the end. It's kind of it's a first-person shooter, although it's much more like fantasy-based. You have like you're shooting out magic spells and things like that. I like it a lot better than Tower of Guns, and I'll explain why. So first, just to go into extras really quick, you have like your armory, which we can look at, and this shows like some of the different every time you level up, you get to choose kind of one of these perks. So it just shows some of the ones I've unlocked so far. You have quite a bit you've unlocked, and then there's a few more that I've kind of acquired. So you'll get, stuff like, regain health by breaking things, and we'll see more as we play. You have your library, which I don't really know what this is for just yet. I haven't really unlocked anything there. You have a bestiary, which is self-explanatory. Let's just start up a new game. So right now I've had 2 playthroughs so far, so I haven't really unlocked any other new characters. I'm getting close to unlocking this new character. I just gotta kill 200 enemies. So getting pretty close there. And there's some different, different requirements for each guy, or each girl, whoever it may be. And then you can switch modes, so you have normal, hard, endless, and easy. So I feel like all those should be pretty self-explanatory as well. The thing that I like, the reason kind of why I like this better, one, I just kind of like the aesthetic. I like the fantasy setting better. Tower of Guns kind of reminded me of Borderlands in a way. I just think this game looks nicer, and I kind of like this aesthetic. It's kind of a personal thing. But also, so you're getting different weapons here. So I've got like this fire spell. If I hit R2, I'm shooting that. L2 actually like is a more powered up version. It's costing mana. That mana will recharge over time, and then this is kind of what you start out with. So there you go. At the top left corner, you got your map, and so every playthrough, you start out from level 1, stage 1, and every playthrough, it's going to be a different layout. Different bosses that you encounter, everything you would expect. For one, I felt like I don't want to compare the 2 games, but I think the enemies here are much more. They feel more active. Like they actually will come after you. The whole game just feels more active to me. So the things they're dropping are just experience points that you can gather up. Let's see. So on the right hand side, those 3 bars, those are different like forms of mana that I'm acquiring, and there's actually like there's an area that you can find, one of the specific room that allows you to offer up points of specific types of mana to different gods, and that will give you different like perks. I've seen it a couple times, so maybe we'll run into it at some point here. And yeah, so the way the rooms are set up, you enter a room and a bunch of enemies show up. There's your minions. The life bar is representative of every enemy in the level, or in that room. So before you advance and go to a different room, you have to kill everybody in that room first. And once they're dead, they're gone for good on that playthrough. So you can kind of potentially clear out an entire floor, go for the boss, and then kind of continue that way. Which might be kind of the recommended way to do it, because that way you're actually leveling up. So we've leveled up here, I can go and access an upgrade. So every time it's going to be a different choice. So we have Staff, Scavenger, and Druid. So we can increase your Staff mana pool, or Potions will give me more health. We're just gonna increase the mana pool for now. There is an intro when you start up the game, and essentially there's kind of like a story intro to kind of explain what's going on. Seems like the Ziggurat is a oh, I don't really know the best way to describe it. It kind of sets it up as like the Ziggurat is a place that people enter, but not really many people leave. It's not really expected that you're going to survive it, and so the challenge, of course, is getting through and surviving. I don't. Last night I made it to I think level 3, and then ended up dying. I think on the boss. I'm not sure how many stages there are. But getting to level 3 took about like 20 minutes, I'd say. And that was kind of like trying to clear out each floor. Or I should say floor 3. Never a huge fan of first-person platforming all that much. So that's kind of but alright. Oh, this is new. Maybe this is part of the library thing. The Wizards of the Order. Nobody has ever questioned the power and skill of the noble wizards of Greyhorn. However, in the harsh Ziggurat test, no one has managed to escape with all limbs intact. One can only wonder what can be inside this puzzling labyrinth to stop anyone from getting out alive. And we level up. Alright, let's choose Warcry this time. Recover a small amount of health at the beginning of each battle. I'm assuming that these numbers here are representative of, like, these perks stacking. Like, I've already chose Staff Scavenger once, so this would just kind of stack onto it before, so. That's what I'm guessing, but. I don't know. Hopefully we can get the perk that by breaking things we get health back. That'd be nice. I'm gonna switch to the fire and kind of show that off too. It's actually a lot stronger. You just don't get as much of it. Alright, let's not die right now. I'd like to at least get to a boss. So the way that you get to the boss, there is a specific boss room, but you need to find an item that allows you to summon that boss. So it's, like any roguelike, sometimes, you get that very quick, and sometimes you get to the point where you've explored almost the entire stage until you find it. So, just kind of depends. Looks like we've got another dead end here. But yeah, this is... I don't know that this is necessarily something I'm going to go back to and play often. But I think as far as, like, what it's trying to do, again, I don't want to, compare the games too much. I think it does it better than Tower of Guns. Alright, so here's the portal key that we need to summon the Guardian or the boss. I don't know, I'm just having more fun with this, and maybe it's kind of not easy to describe why. I think because of the enemies, like, you know, they're coming after me pretty quick. Almost a serious Sam vibe in a weird way. And because there's a lot of them, so you gotta be, you know, you're constantly moving all around, and it just feels more active. Or maybe it ramps up faster, and so you don't have, like, the first few areas, where it's like Tower of Guns, like, first part's kind of boring. Or this, like, the first stage, it's, you know, it's quick to get in there and go. But I'm not him. My aim here is nice. Alright, so where have we not been? Alright, so there's one direction that we can go in. And you know, sometimes it happens this way. Like, the first time I played, I almost immediately found the boss and was like, oh, okay, here we go. Whereas, you know, this playthrough, I'm pretty much gone through almost the entire first floor. Yeah, the entire first floor. So here's first boss. Thus far, okay, this is actually the second time I fought him. But so far, you know, I don't know how many bosses are in the game, but so far, up until now, I have not had any repeats, and I fought quite a few. I think about 4 at this point. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm hoping that I've killed enough enemies to unlock that next guy, though. The next character. So we can show that a little bit. Yeah, so when you die, this scene plays. And then you get your stats. So level complete bonus, rooms cleared, enemies killed, your experience, time, all that stuff. Let's see if I've got a new character. Oh, no, 15 away. Let's kill 15 enemies really quick and die so we can see what the new character is. And as far as weapons, I've got these ice and fire spells. I also found like a bomb that I could throw, and there was a point where I was actually able to throw a bomb at a crack in the wall, and it actually like opened up a secret hidden area. So that was kind of cool. And yeah, so you also sometimes will run into things where a specific room might have like a specific kind of setting. So this is all the enemies are slower, which actually helps me out, but sometimes it makes me slower, or sometimes the amount of experience dropped is double. So again, I'm not sure how many different, you know, variations there are, and it hasn't happened often. Usually, I mean, it didn't happen at all that last run through, but in my other ones, I maybe saw it once. And in my other two playthroughs, like my other playthroughs, actually got past the first floor. So seems somewhat rare, or at least uncommon, but I like that stuff. Again, it's a nice little way to kind of change things up a bit, keep things interesting. From floor to floor, again, I've only, you know, the farthest I've gotten is like the 3rd floor, but typically I get to floor 2 and die. From floor to floor, like I feel like the aesthetic, just kind of the environment seems different. Obviously, the layout of rooms are similar or the same, like we have seen this layout already. But when you go to a new floor, it kind of looks a little bit different, which is nice. Let's see, increases your health limit, regain health by breaking things. That's what we want. We're probably getting pretty close to 15 enemies, right? I don't know if there's a way to bring up stats or not. So here's double damage and reduced movement speed. That's actually the first time I've seen it twice. Or I've seen like 2 different effects. Let's finish this room, because that will definitely put us over 200. And then we'll see what the new character is. So I'm curious, because this one, it's like, your starting character, it's kind of labeled as like a balanced kind of skill set, so I'd like to see what other variations you have. Alright, yeah, so let's, So now we have Kraz Novice. We have Apprentice Novice. Very powerful magic wand skills, similar mana pool for the other magic disciplines. So some of the others you have is like killing 40 shamans, you know, beating the game, dealing so much damage with different types of weapons, killing 5,000 enemies, things like that. So let's actually try playing as this guy here. See if that has any kind of noticeable effect. It seems like it actually shoots faster. And now I have a magma rifle. This is the first time I've seen this weapon. Oh. Yeah, so we'll play a little bit longer. But this is very much a style of game where you're, as you see, you know, you have a lot of enemies charging at you and you're kind of like constantly backing up and shooting. But again, you know, these kind of games, like this and Tower of Guns, I've always kind of had trouble getting, like, I start out playing and it's like, yeah, you know, I wanna get into this, and then I just kind of get bored with it. This is at least catching my interest a little bit more than Tower of Guns. But it's one of those things that the reason why I like Rogue Legacy so much is there is a permanence there, and so I appreciate that. Whereas these games, obviously, there are things you're unlocking for new playthroughs, but it's a little bit different. Let's see, switches your mana pools randomly. Oh, but alright, sure. Why not? Yeah, so basically what happens if you reach the Guardian first is it's like, oh yeah, you need the portal key. So at least we know where it is now. Maybe if we find the portal key really quick, I can go back here and see what's up. I guess my only concerns thus far, and again, I've only, you know, this is like my 4th or 5th run through the game. I don't know, like, I wonder, it seems like the room layouts are pretty similar. But I guess that's kind of whatever, the room layouts are whatever. I hope that as I get farther, there's like a ton of different enemy types and things like that. Which so far, you know, I've seen quite a few different enemies. Hopefully there's a lot of different bosses as well. Come on, portal key. Yeah, alright. So let's go fight the boss, and that's kind of how we'll close out this video. Win or lose. Yeah, so you can do kind of a quick run. You can also, like, zoom in, which is, I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of health here. So that could be an issue. I forgot that it was our other character, not this one, that got the restore health by breaking things. But we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's a new boss I haven't seen before. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I have fought this guy. I don't know, we might get this. Maybe not. There we go. Nice. And then you go through the portal, and you're on to the next stage. So we'll see what that is. So you kind of open up with a new weapon, and then and yeah, like as you can see, like it from stage to stage, like the look of the environment varies quite a bit, which is good. Oh, there you go. There's your portal key. So this ice spell, there are certain enemies that it'll actually freeze them in place, which can be really useful. let's see. Vigilant. Recover a small amount of mana at the beginning of each battle. We'll do that. You see here, actually, these guys I was able to freeze, yeah, like that, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so this is Ziggurat. It is available now. I think it's $15. It's definitely the type of thing that's kind of maybe useful in this situation because Tower of Guns is a free PlayStation Plus game. There's a lot of different things about this. It's just it's kind of the same genre, and there's, you know, it's easy to spot the similarities because these games came out within a couple weeks of each other. I am liking this a little more. I don't know if it's something I'm gonna stick with for very long, but it seems neat, at least, if nothing else. And I think part of me enjoying this more, it just kind of comes down to, like, some personal preference stuff that I like the aesthetic of this game better. And also I just like the enemy design better as well. That's kind of another big thing for me, so yeah. And yeah, entering these rooms with like different modifiers is pretty cool. So that is Ziggurat. It seems pretty tough too. Like, it seems like it's gonna be pretty hard to, if you're playing on normal, to get through. Again, I don't know how many stages there are to beat the game, but there you have it. So again, that's Ziggurat. It is available now on PS4. It is $15. That's all I got. Look at that guy's arms. He's got like crab claw stuff going on. I haven't seen any of them before. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.